This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Philly Sports Guy Show. Today is Monday, July 11th, and we had a great weekend to talk about. A lot of happening in Philadelphia sports. We're going to get right on to it. Let's start off with the guys that are really kicking it into gear right now. The Philadelphia Phillies this past week, where they had a very good week. They won 4 of their 6 games that they played, and Mr. Schwarber had 5 home runs. 5 home runs in 6 games. He had 4 home runs in 2 games, so let's not give him all that credit. But yeah, he is actually crushing it right now. He has extended his June into July, and he has not stopped. 28 home runs so far. He has tied Ryan Howard and also Jim Thome. I think Jim Thome. He's got one more than Jim Thome. He has not gotten quite over Mike Schmidt yet, who's got 31 home runs. However, he's just crushing it with all these home runs. He did get asked to attend the All-Star game for the National League and will be in the Home Run Derby, which I hope is not a kiss of death, because those home run derbies seem to mess up your swing for the rest of the season. So I'm hoping that is not the case for our Mr. Schwarber here. Tomorrow, we're going to go and we're going to dive in a little bit and talk about all of his nicknames that he is coming up, that people have been coming up with. It's been absolutely crazy, but he has been on fire, and so have the Phillies. Sans Bryce Harper. There has not been Bryce Harper. So this has been pretty good to see them win games, especially against winning 2 series against the Cardinals. Now, obviously, we do have a game today, so we are up 2-1 in the series right now, and they could have a chance to tie it, but I believe that the Phillies are going to win this game. And literally, they have been doing this not just with the bats, but with some sound defense. I mean, let's talk about it from the very beginning of the week. So July 4th, they didn't play. So that started off our week last Monday, no game, which was funny because the birthplace of America did not have baseball, and neither did the Yankees. The Yankees also did not play. So the two, one of the oldest franchise and one of the best franchises decided not to play on the holiday. So next game back, 11-0 against the Nationals. After that, they lost 3-2. That happens. You can't win every game. Then they win 5-3. So literally, they had give up 6 runs in the National Series in total. Then they go to play the Cardinals, 2-0. Then 1-0. 3 shutouts this week. And, to win 2 games, scoring a total of 3 runs, that's a big deal. That is a very big deal. Now, of course, they lost yesterday 4-3. So that puts us where we're at right now, going into today, where we were going to have Aaron Nola go up against Mikolas. What's his first name? Miles Mikolas. He's got a 2.72 ERA. They don't seem to hit the ball for him either. He's got a record of 5-7. Aaron Nola's 5-6 with a 3.15 ERA. He's got 120 strikeouts and 14 base on balls, where Miles Mikolas has 83 strikeouts and 22 base on balls. So they, it's going to be an interesting time. We are now, as we speak, let me make sure that I have these correct. We are a game and a half up in the wild card standings over the Cardinals. 2.5. Let me see. Make sure that's correct. 1 game. We're 1 game in the wild card over the Cardinals, 2 games over the Giants, and 4 games over the Miami Marlins, who are playing some good ball right at the moment. There are some teams that are catching up in the mix. Right now, you have the Mets. Let's go right to the National League. The Mets still lead the division with a record of 53-33. The Braves only 1.5 games back, 52-35, and then you have the Phillies sitting at 46-40. And from what I understand, that was the record. We are tied with our record right now when we won the World Series in 2008. So this team is looking strong, and I think the Mets are also tied with their record from 2008, because I think that they were also 7 games up at one point in that year. And of course, the Mets do what the Mets do, which is Mets it up. So then we have the Marlins behind us at 41-43, and the Nationals picking up the rear, 24 games out of first place, 30-58. They are by far the worst team in the National League, I think by about 8 games. And I believe, actually, the Oakland, they are fighting with the Oakland Athletics, who are 29-58 on who is going to be the absolute worst team in the league. So the Nationals not able to really put it together this year, and only 2 years off of their World Series. So it's or 3 years off of their World Series. So the wheels have really come off very, very quickly over there. Other standouts that have been doing very well for the Phillies. I want to look at their team stats, because here we go. I want to look at one guy in particular, Derek Hall. He's got 12 hits. Out of those 12 hits, 4 home runs, 3 doubles, 8 runs scored, and only 7 RBIs, interestingly enough. So, but he has definitely, we haven't even missed Harper, because he's been able to fill in for that job in that spot very well. That we have not missed Harper's bat. And it's going to create a little bit of a logjam when Harper comes back. Hopefully, Harper is going to be able to play the field at some point this year. It's going to be important to get him onto the field so that we can switch up the DH. Because obviously, we're not going to be able to take Schwarber's bat out of the lineup at all. And initially, I was talking about how I felt that Schwarber is not a leadoff hitter, but how do you move him? How do you move him from the leadoff spot when he's produced 28 home runs so far this year? He's batting, let's talk about this, 28 home runs, 12 doubles. Hits in total, he's got 69 hits. And no, I don't want to look at him. .311 at bats. He's only got a .222 average on-base percentage is .336, so he's getting on a third of the time, which is great. Slugging percentage is a .531, and the OPS is .867, so he's doing really well in that regard. 69 hits, 28 of them were home runs, 12 doubles, 61 runs scored. He has struck out 106 times, so he's definitely hitting the long ball or striking out, but it doesn't matter. He's gotten a lot, 49 walks. So out of all of those plate appearances, he is getting on base. You add those 49 walks, it's like 50 walks to the 69 hits. Yeah, all of a sudden he's got, he's been on base, what's that, 118 times out of the 311 plate appearances. That's not bad. It's absolutely not bad at all. Actually, it probably removed them, so he's probably got 360 plate appearances. And he's just crushing. He's just straight out crushing it. 57 RBIs. 4 stolen bases. He was only caught stealing one time, so doing really well. I was talking to some friends this week, and I was saying how, they were saying, hey, we can't wait for Castellanos to start to produce. JT's got to start to produce. Truth of the matter is that I don't care if they start producing right now or not. I need them to start producing in late August, early September. I want these guys to act like that they were just traded to this team and then they get hot then. Because it doesn't matter if they're hot right now because we're winning games. And as long as we're winning, we're okay. But if we want to make a strong playoff push, we're going to need every bat in this lineup to be able to do their thing. The kids are playing great. When I say the kids, Vierling, Stott, those are doing well. I know that Stott's got a batting average that's below the Mendoza line, but it doesn't matter because he is doing pretty well in the field. Bohm is also, he still has the gaff every once in a while, but his bat makes up for a lot of that going on. I like the kid. I feel like that if there wasn't such a logjam at first base, that's really where he should be playing. But he's doing good over there. Like I said, he makes a mistake every once in a while. Sometimes that mistake may even cost him the game. But his bat does make up for it, so it's going to be something worthwhile. And I think we continue to watch. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. Of course, we did lose one game, our last game against the Cardinals, 4-3. But we bring that back up starting today. We are tied for third in the league with the most amount of runs, with 4.8 runs per game. Runs allowed is 11th, around 4.1 a game. Their hits per game is 10th. Hits against also tied for 10th. And our team batting average is a .247. So we have been doing pretty well, but our on-base percentage is a .315. So the guys get on base 3 out of 10 times. It's really more like 4 out of 23 times or whatever, but that's okay. It's not 4 out of 23, 6 out of 23 times. But, that's okay. Their slugging percentage is 4.418, 7th in major leagues. The OPS is 8th with a .733, and their home runs are tied for 5th in Major League Baseball with 112. So their ERA is 8th, which is killing our ERA. We got a 3.72 ERA. We've had a couple of shutouts and everything. The bullpen has gotten a little bit better, but we still need more to do with this bullpen. I think that we're going to need some help. I'd love to be able to see us get another starting pitcher and move Ranger Suarez back to the bullpen. I think that that's where he's going to be doing pretty well. But of course, he's got to come off of injury. Christopher Sanchez has been doing amazing. He's been pitching very well. Gibson also pitched really well. So the starting pitching has been doing their job. The bullpen has been what's been a little leaky, but I can't even complain about it much because it's not like they're giving up a lot of runs lately. This week this week in total, I think we've given up, a whole 10 runs. 6 games, 10 runs. So you can't complain about that at all. At all. All right, let us go to a quick commercial break and go to our sponsors. And we will be back momentarily after these commercial messages.
The Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Wait, no, you gotta get me at the random. I'm not prepared.
What a wonderful world. What a wonderful.
See right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, isn't he?
And we are back with the NFC, the Philly Sports Guy Show. And there's much more to talk about other than the Phillies. The Phillies we're just one part of the Philadelphia sports scene. But it is, as I lower the volume here and turn that off, perfect. Yeah, that's, I love coming into music and stuff like that. Pretty soon I'm going to have all that stuff all figured out and worked out. It's going to be beautiful. So, also, let's see who else played this week. The Philadelphia Union went up against DC United at Subaru Park. Now, right now, I've been saying that the Union have been not playing to the best of their ability. I feel like that they have not been finishing games well, and that's been an issue where they have 8 wins, only 2 losses, but 9 draws. And you got to be able to win some of these games. They have been winning games and then would get a goal scored with them in like the 88th minute or the 90th minute in some cases and just give up and wind up with the tie rather than the win. That has got them in second place right now. However, they went up against DC United. DC United right now is, they've only got 5 wins. They got 10 losses and 2 ties. So they are not the best team in the world right now. However, the Union took them to task. They did not. They made a statement and said, hey, listen, everybody is back. The kids are back from playing in the under 20 league, and where they did really well. We had 4 kids that were playing. We also had guys who had not scored any goals, and now all of a sudden are scoring some goals. I'm talking about Ure. I'm sure I'm killing his name. I'm sure I'm killing it. He had 2 goals, and we've been waiting for him to get started. We've been waiting for him to do his thing. But, it's finally he started to put the ball in the net. We did have let's talk about this. Carranza with the hat trick. He had 3 goals. Ure had 2 goals. Bedoya had 2 goals. They were just crushing it. Elliot Martinez, Elliot Fiach, Wagner, and Burke with the assists. I believe it's tied for the biggest amount of, not the amount of goals scored, but the biggest number of goals disparity, where 7 goals is the most. Nobody's ever won by 8 goals. So it's been 7 goals, but it's the first time that there's been a clean sheet. And what that means is that they shut them out. That day, Philadelphia won their games to a total of 9-0, where the Union scored 7 and the Phillies scored 2. But it was just a great thing. And the Union are going to need more games like that to be able to keep things going. The next game they have is on Wednesday against Inter Miami. I believe that is in Miami. It's an 8:00 start. So today we finish off with the Cardinals. That is a 7:15 start. And then, if I'm correct, we go to Toronto for a 2-game set against a Toronto team that's not playing very well. They're just not doing very, very well in comparison. I mean, they're in the wild card hunt, but they were supposed to be the best team in the AL East, and I think right now they are in 3rd place after watching the Yankees use yesterday in the 7th inning, where the guy hit a 3-run double off of the Green Monster. So the Yankees are starting to come back down to earth. The Mets are starting to come back down to earth. Baseball in New York is not as exciting as it was last month. So everybody is starting to come back down, and we are starting to put it back together again. A couple of other things to talk about. I was reading some stuff today on my Twitter feed about where are we at? About the Eagles, and of course Jalen Hurts. And I'm going to pull it up here, see if I can find this, where he did not have the best workout yesterday or something like that. That it was one person said, let me give you a scenario of what he went through in one day of practice. It was a 10-play scenario. He had 3 picks, 4 incompletions, 3 sacks. So literally, all 10 were bad plays. It's preseason, so I'm not really concerned about that. He's got this chip on his shoulder. Yes, it says that it was yesterday, that this came from Jakob Sports. I'm assuming it's Jakob Sports. That Hurts is struggling this offseason. I don't think he's struggling yet. I mean, I heard about how he was in the mini camp, where he seemed to look really sharp. So this 10-play scenario is not anything that I care about much at all. I am waiting for the regular season to start. You know what? I can even see some things that are happening preseason. This is going to be a make or break year for Jalen Hurts, obviously. I said last season that I needed to see 10 games from him. And after those 10 games, we'll have a better idea on what it is that we have with him so that we'd be able to move forward, or we have to look for another quarterback. My thought is that he's playing with one of his best friends, that's A.J. Brown, that he's got a lot of these weapons around him, and we got one of the best offensive lines. My expectation is, first off, that this offensive line is not going to give up 3 sacks in a game, let alone, unless injuries happen, that they aren't going to give up 3 sacks in a game. So come on, let's get for real. In the meantime, I fully expect that he's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. And this team, I still have this team going with 11 wins, possibly 12. And if everything breaks their way 100%, they could win as many as 13 games. Get in the playoffs. I think this team actually goes to the NFC Championship game. That's what I see. Now, am I right? Am I Kreskin? I'm not clairvoyant. So I don't get to make, what I say doesn't become law. But I do believe that this team is strong enough and good enough to win now if the quarterback plays the way he knows how to play. Other Philadelphia sports that happened yesterday, the Philadelphia Phoenix. Yes, I'm talking about the Philadelphia Phoenix. They are it's like an ultimate Frisbee. I think it's disc football. The Philadelphia Phoenix, they play just on the other side on field, just on the other side of the highway from Citizens Bank Park. So they are a local team. They are a professional football team. They don't make a ton of money, obviously. They definitely have day jobs, but they do play once a week. And they lost yesterday to D.C. It was 22-21. It was a back-and-forth game. You were able to see it on NBC Sports, so they are getting some play on these sports channels, which is great for them. And it was going back and forth. It seemed like and DC happened to score a touchdown with literally 2 seconds left. They did a kickoff, and there was a chance to possibly tie the game up, and DC just deflected it. So it was a great game all the way around. Right now, the Philadelphia Phoenix are 4-4, and they are competing for a playoff berth. They will be going up against New York next week. So I can give you more details in the next day or two, so that we can get so that you can find out exactly where they are and how you would be to go see them, because they really are, and it's an exciting sport to watch. So. It's not the top 5 or even with the USFL, but, competition is competition. And if they're Philly, the Philly sports guy is on it. So I'm excited about that. I have not gotten much word from the Philadelphia Phantoms this year. When I say the Phantoms, I mean the Girls Professional Football League. I know that they are getting close to the end of their season. I will have updates for you with them later on in the week. So, and if you know of any other Philadelphia team, semi-pro or pro, please let me know so that I can put them in the Philly Sports Guy show, because we don't just do the 4 majors. We want everybody to get a piece of the action. And like I said, if you're playing a sport in Philadelphia, the Philly Sports Guy wants to be there and wants to know about it, because we want to support you, because Philadelphia has got each other's back. That's how we roll here in Philly. So, everybody, thank you very much for spending this half hour with me this morning on July 11th. Please subscribe to the Northeast Streaming Sports Network, or even better yet, download our Roku channel, Northeast Streaming Sports, and watch me every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 9 to 9:30, and we even rebroadcast this at 11 to 11:30, and then on Mondays and Tuesdays we also do it again from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. So you could see me 3 times a day if you'd like to on Mondays and Tuesdays. And don't forget, tonight at 9 o'clock on my Facebook or YouTube or my Twitter or my Twitch, and also the Northeast Streaming Sports Network, you'll be able to see the NFC East show. again, everybody, thank you so much for watching me today, and you guys have a great day. And let's go, Philly. Yeah.